Welcome to the LA Regional COVID Fund Keep Our Shops on the Block Personal Care and Retail Recovery Grant Webinar and Session. I'm Tanua Thrash-Intuk, Executive Director of LISC Los Angeles, and we're proud to be partnered with the County of Los Angeles in its efforts to support retail establishments in communities across LA County. Today, I'm joined by a couple of colleagues, and later on, we'll be able to answer your questions through the Q&A. We ask that you put your questions in the Q&A box, and we'll walk through and make sure we answer as many of those questions, if not all, before the end of the session. In 2020, the County of Los Angeles, LISC LA, and other agencies created the LA Regional Recovery Fund. That fund deployed about $100 million to approximately 7,500 entities. Now in 2020, the County of LA is deploying a new round of funds under this fund, and that program is called Keep Our Shops on the Block, Personal Care and Retail Recovery Grant. These grants will be available at $10,000 and will go to support personal care and retail businesses. You do have to have a brick and mortar presence in order to be eligible. We anticipate that we will provide 470 grants under this program. Round 1 of 2, there'll be 2 rounds, but the first round, round 1, will open on April 5th at 12 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The type of businesses that will be eligible for this particular grant fall in the following categories: hair salon, beauty salon, nail salons, esthetician offices, skincare offices, electrology office, barbershop, shoe repair shop, dry cleaners, flower shop, party supply store, bookstore, bakery, donut shop, variety discount store, community grocer, supermarket, apparel or clothing store, automotive or appliance repair store, acupuncturist, personalized gift store, video game store, jewelry store, tattoo shops, music stores, and accessory stores. Businesses must be located within the County of Los Angeles, but those businesses located within the City of Los Angeles are not eligible. This is important to note, and which is why we have it in red. Those businesses located within the City of Los Angeles are not eligible. They have their own and separate programs. I've mentioned that those businesses who are eligible must be brick and mortar. You've got a storefront and you're currently open and operating. Eligible businesses must also have revenue below $1 million, and this will be based on your 2019 or 2020 tax return. Additionally, businesses cannot have received a CRF funded grant from the County of LA in 2021. If you received a grant under the 2020 program, you are still eligible for this program. And your business must have been created and been operational as of September 2019 in order to be eligible. So let's say you're selected as a finalist. If you're selected as a finalist, you'll be asked to submit the following information: your 2020 or 2019 federal tax return, a California certificate of good standing. You'll be asked to register for a technical assistance meeting with a verified Small Business Development Center, or SBDC. More information about that will come. If you applied as a veteran-owned entity, then you'll need to supply a DD-214 form. You will need to sign your grant agreement, and you'll be asked to submit your W-9 form online. You will also need to provide ACH information for your bank account in order to receive the funds. Timeline. So the application has 2 rounds. Round 1 opens on April 5th, 2021, and will close on April 11th, 2021. Finalists will be notified by email on April 16th. We'll have a second round. That round will open on April 26th, 21, and close on May 2nd, 21. Finalists will be notified by May 7th, 2021. We do encourage you to continue to check your email on a regular basis, because if for some reason you aren't notified on April 16th, there is a possibility, if slots become available, that we will send you an email after that time. So where do you get the application? The application can be found at lacovidfund.org. That's where you'll go to complete the application and to get additional information. Please remember that awards are not on a first come, first served basis. So we will not start selecting finalists until the application period is closed. Once the application period is closed, then we will conduct a weighted selection process and select finalists. Also important to note, once you've applied in round one, so if you've submitted an application in round one and you are not selected, you don't need to apply again for round two. Your application will automatically roll over and you'll be eligible again in round two if your application is eligible. So finalist selection. Finalists are chosen through a randomized selection process, but some applications will receive additional weighting based on an equity lens that the county and LISC have established. So applicants that operate in HUD low and moderate income census tracts, HUD LMI census tracts, will be able to receive an additional weighting. Veteran-owned entities will also receive an additional weighting. Those who are located in census tracts with higher levels of pollution per the Cal Enviro Screen Map, and those who are located in census tracts that have a higher unemployment rate, lower educational rate, lower median household income, and lower jobs to population rate will receive additional weighting. As far as finalist selection, I've mentioned it before, but one, you must have an email in order to apply, and we encourage you to check your email often. Finalists will be notified via email 1 week after the round closes. Finalists that were not selected will not be notified, but will be automatically rolled over to the next round. So we won't email you if you are not selected. The application is accessible in a variety of languages. On the lacovidfund.org website, you'll find a PDF copy of the application in the following languages: Spanish, Cantonese, Mandarin, Tagalog, Korean, Armenian, Vietnamese, Farsi, Japanese, Russian, Thai, Arabic, Hindi, and Khmer. The application will be available in those languages on the website, but please do keep in mind that applications must be completed online and in English. So as far as being able to complete the application, in a couple of tips. So one, email addresses are needed in order to complete the application. You can save your application if you're partially complete with it by making sure that you hit save so that your information is there and you can return to your application. Please make sure you review your application before it is submitted. That way you'll know that you have presented the most accurate view of your business based on the questions that we've asked. And once you've submitted, you will receive an email copy of your submission and the entire application. So take a look at that, and hopefully you will have an application that is ready to go. Here are a few frequently asked questions. If I've received a prior grant from the LA COVID Fund, am I eligible? Yes. However, you cannot receive another grant that is CRF funded in 2021. No program is up at this time, but if and when a program does open, you may not be eligible. But if you received it before in 2020, you are eligible right now in 2021. Can I change my application after it's been submitted? No. Unfortunately, this is why we also ask that you make sure you review all of your answers to ensure that they're accurate and reflect your business circumstances before you hit submit. Are there eligible and ineligible uses of these grant funds? Yes. These funds must be used to cover business expenses incurred from January 1st, 2021 through December 30th, 2021. You should read through the application for a full list of eligible and ineligible uses for these funds. My business is not listed on the list of the eligible personal care and retail business types. Am I still eligible? For example, I'm a restaurant. In particular, restaurants do not qualify for this program. And if your business type is not listed on that list of eligible businesses, then you will not be eligible for this program. How will I be contacted or know if I receive a grant? Email. We encourage you to check your email often to see if we've communicated with you and informed you that you're a finalist. I am undocumented. Am I able to apply for this grant? Yes. You will, though, need to be able to provide a tax ID number in order to receive payment. An I-10 number, for example, is an acceptable tax ID number. Will receiving a grant impact unemployment insurance eligibility? It may. We encourage you to check with any of the programs that you might be involved with to let them know that you're participating in this program if you're a finalist and receive an award, so that you can determine what impact that might have on the eligibility of other resources that you're receiving. Do you have any other tips for this application or for the application? Yes, make sure your personal name and your business name do not have any special characters in it, including a hyphen, for example. Really focus on making sure you're providing us with the letters and or numbers associated with your personal and or business name. So where to find us again? Here it is in writing, lacovidfund.org. That's the website where the application will be located, along with frequently asked questions. And we have an email address here at lacovidfund@lisc.org. And with that, I believe we'll move towards questions. So I believe my team has been looking through some of the questions that we have here for today.
Yes, I've been asking questions through the chat. Thanks, Tanyona. There was one question that I wanted to highlight, which was a couple of folks have asked or have noted that they are on the eligible business type list, but they rent a space within a larger space. For example, someone that cuts hair and rents a chair within another larger salon. Would that person be eligible?
Yes, that is eligible. I would deem that an eligible business because they are operating in a storefront type of environment.
Thank you. And can you go back to the slide on the list of full eligible businesses, please? Thank you. Someone asked about a start date of the business and just wanted to clarify that the business must have been created as of September 2019.
So Emma, we could go back and go through a few of the questions since we have a few minutes here. So businesses must be in operation. You have to be in operation now in order to qualify for the program. I noticed here that there is a question about being located in the city of Los Angeles. Am I eligible to apply? No, you are not. The city of Los Angeles is not participating in this program. All the other 87 cities in the county, you can apply for the program. Here's a question. I received a grant from the California Relief grant program through Lindustry. Am I still qualified and able to apply? Yes. This program is being run by LA County. So that program, while it might be the same federal funding source, because LA County is not administering that, you are eligible for this program. This program will only have 2 rounds, April 5th. And is the other round April 26th? I can't remember. I have to look at the paper.
Correct.
Yep, I got it right. Thank you.
Someone asks, what happens if you have multiple locations? Can you still qualify?
I believe is if you're applying for a location that's located within an eligible part of LA County, then you should be able to apply. Question, is this grant different from a previous list grant offered last year? Yes, this is a different program, and you would still be eligible for this program in 2021.
Someone is asking what types of legal business entity types are eligible, sole proprietors, LLCs, etc.
I don't believe legal businesses are eligible. The emphasis here is on personal care and retail establishments.
Sorry, I misspoke. I meant they're asking if sole proprietors or LLCs, doesn't matter what kind of entity type a business is to be eligible.
No, but you do have to have a storefront in order to be eligible, along with being one of the type of eligible business entities. But the way that you are formed does not impact your eligibility.
Thank you. And then another person asks, what is the certificate of good standing?
Emma, you want to take that question for me?
No problem. So the certificate of good standing is a registration for business types under the California Secretary of State office. So you can, I can type it in the chat again, but there's an easy way to search to make sure that your business is registered. And note that if you are a sole proprietor, there's no need to provide a California Secretary of Good Standing.
You can also find,
Go ahead.
You can also find that link to the California Secretary of State Business Search on our website under the FAQ.
Thank you, Madison. Unfortunately, I can't type it into the chat.
I can't either.
Note.
Mine has been disabled. The question here is, what if you haven't filed for a 2020 tax return yet? The answer is that then you'll need to provide your 2019 tax return. Okay, just going through here.
Also put in the chat a interactive map where you can look up based off of your address where you're located and if you're located in the city of Los Angeles. So a couple folks are asking if they're eligible based off of their location.
Going through, seeing if we have answered many of these questions either directly in the Q&A box or online. Round 2, as you can see, opens up April 26th.
Someone asks if this slideshow presentation will be available after the fact, and we actually already have a very similar slideshow presentation up on our website, and we will update it with this one once it is available. It just takes a day or so.
There are a few questions that we see in here regarding retail business types that are not listed on the list. Right now, you would not be eligible if you're not on the list, but several of you bring up some very compelling retail establishments that could be considered eligible. We will take this information back to the county for consideration. Okay, physical location. If you've received, the question here is if I've received an EIDL loan, an EIDL loan from the SBA in 2020, am I still eligible? Yes, you are still eligible for this grant program.
Someone asks if a kiosk counts as a brick and mortar business or only a building/rental unit.
That's a very good question. We'll have to take that one back. Generally, I think it does, but especially if you are providing one of the services that are listed in the 25 or so eligible business activities. This question, is the Keep Our Shops on the Block grant separate from the California Relief Grant Program distributed by Lindustry? Yes, these are two different and separate programs. So you can apply for both and potentially qualify and receive both.
Someone asks, my business had over 1 million in revenue in 2019, but less than 1 million in 2020, but I haven't filed my 2020 taxes yet. What can I do?
That's a question we've received before. And in order to be eligible for this program, we encourage you to file your 2020 taxes as soon as possible in order to be able to be eligible for this program. This is a very good question. If you're a wholesaler or distributor of personal care products, can you qualify? No, this program is focused on those who are not wholesalers and distributors, but instead are retail distribution establishments. And I believe an accessory store would qualify. And that would be a store that is providing, some, items, gifts for sale.
Where can applicants find a technical assistance partner?
Oh, great. That information can be found on our website at lacovidfund.org. There's a list of organizations that can assist depending on what your needs are. There's a question here. If you are located in the city of Beverly Hills, can you qualify for this program? The answer is yes, as long as you meet the other eligibility requirements. You're a retail establishment, a personal care services business, and you have revenue below $1 million. And the question regarding businesses, you must have started by September 2019 in order to be eligible. The only city that does not qualify is the city of LA. Every other city in the county, including unincorporated areas, qualify. So cities like Malibu that have listed here, yes, that city qualifies. Regarding the city of LA, that is a decision beyond this program. You can check with the city to see what kinds of resources they have available. If you're a home-based business, you may not be eligible for this program.
Someone noted that they did receive a second round of PPP funding in 2021. Would this disqualify them from receiving a grant?
No, that would not disqualify you from receiving a grant from LA County under the program guidelines. I note here that there's a question about after-school programming. After-school childcare, for example, is not eligible for this program. Those particular types of businesses had a separate program from the county a few months ago. This is a good question. It says, if I'm chosen, I'll be required to submit a registration of a TA meeting with a verified SBDC. What does that mean? In order to be eligible for the final funds for this program, you will need to register for a technical assistance meeting and/or session with one of the verified SBDC partners. That information will be provided to you, and you can make a choice about which SBDC partner you meet with. And once you've set that registration, that'll be part of your final packet to be able to confirm that you've met all of the requirements for the program. So we're coming up towards the end of our time here. Team, do you see anything else?
Someone asks, oh,
Go ahead, Madison.
someone asks, will we receive an email when the application opens, or should we just go directly to lacovidfund.org?
Great question. So we'll close out on that. We will not be sending out an email. We will not send out the application. You should visit www.lacovidfund.org in order to find the application as well as answers to frequently asked questions. We want to thank you for participating in today's session. What we'll do is we'll have this chat here, and if there are any changes to the program, we will let you know. And that information will be made available on the website. We want to thank you for doing business in LA County and wish you the best in your ability to be able to secure one of these $10,000 grant opportunities. Thank you.